right, welcome back to LiveWire Film Reviews. And,
Welcome back.
You know, it's the same old people.
Ray, Peter, man, what's up?
You know, and we were talking about a lot of great movies that are coming out, and then we also mentioned that there's a lot of little rotten treats that we got.
Little speed bumps.
Movies that people said are Oscar bait, and let me say, it's quite the opposite of Oscar bait. Mm-hmm. You know, these are movies that it's like the term they say, you can spray cologne on a piece of shit, it's still gonna be a piece of shit. No. You know. And we're gonna talk, and it's very disappointing because I'm a big fan of both directors. Let's start with the first one, Joy.
David O. Russell, man.
David O. Russell.
After a slew of, more let's say an onslaught of just greatness.
Great films. Now we got The Fighter.
Yes.
Silver Linings Playbook.
Keep going.
We had American Hustle. Did we have another one? I could have sworn we had another one from him. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think we got the big three hitters.
And people said, hey, but you know what? He's still on fire. Four times the charm. Let's bring back the same cast again. Let's bring Jennifer Lawrence. Let's bring Robert De Niro. Let's bring Bradley Cooper. Let's do it one more time. Okay, so what's the story about? He's like, I got it. I got the story. It's going to be perfect. Okay, bring it in for the real thing. It's about the woman that made the Miracle Mop. Oh.
He made a movie called Accidental Love.
Oh yeah. Let's retract.
Okay.
That movie was supposed to be his follow-up to I Heart Huckabees with Jessica Biel and Jake Gyllenhaal. Apparently, like, he went over budget. He had a terrible experience filming it that he walked away. And then finally this year they released it. It was originally called Nailed. And they released it with a different director finishing up, and they did a lot of work on the editing room, and they called it.
It's directed by David O. Russell, but he goes as Stephen Green.
Yeah, he did.
But it's David O. Russell.
So how do you know it's David O. Russell? I just thought that it was somebody else that picked it up.
It's under a pseudonym. So it's David O. Russell, but he's disguising it by calling himself Stephen Green.
There we go.
What bullshit? Like, what horseshit? Just say it was you. Just say it was you, asshole.
You just like.
I've never seen it, but it got terrible reviews.
Yeah, it was shitted on, definitely. So this movie, Joy, is supposed to be his next Oscar one. And the story, it's as simple as just how I said it. It's about Joy Mangano, who invented the Miracle Mop. Mm-hmm. And you would think, okay, like, we're going to get a rags to riches story. And I don't even feel like we got that. You know, Jennifer Lawrence plays Joy, and she's the housewife that's also an inventor, that's also an assistant to her father's company. That she's also taking care of her ex-husband. He lives with her. She takes care of the mom. They all live in her house, you know, but nobody takes her seriously.
Hi. What are you doing here?
I'm returning him to you. I don't want him anymore.
What?
He's damaged. He has no place else to go. He's been living in my house for 2 years.
Oh, Dad, I'm so sorry. But, you know, Tony's living in the basement.
Your ex-husband shouldn't be living in your basement. That's not the proper way to be divorced.
Okay. I don't know where I'm going to put you. Dad, don't go in there. Mom's in there.
You can have him back, Terry. I don't want him anymore.
What's so much better about being with Sharon, really?
Dad, don't answer that.
We went to the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
What did you like at the museum?
What did I like? I'll tell you what I liked. I liked the ancient Roman statues. I liked the medieval armor. I liked the Etruscan jewelry.
Museums
I liked
are
going
full
to the
of dust
cafe,
and death.
having an espresso, a nice panini.
Enough.
That's what I liked.
You had a panini in a coffin, Rudy. A dusty, boring coffin.
Then why'd you ask me?
Yuck.
What are you, a crazy person? It's like having a conversation with an insane
What else,
asylum
Captain
person.
Jack? What else was so great?
Captain Jack, you call
Yes,
me.
you're
Okay.
Captain Jack, the flying jackass.
And you know what you are? You're like a gas leak. We don't smell
I
you,
am
we don't
not
see
a
you, but you're
gas
killing
leak.
us
You
all
take that
silently.
back and tell me what else you did with Sharon.
You creature from the Black Lagoon.
Until one day she has the beautiful idea of creating the Miracle Mop. And then she forces everybody to back her up, you know, and...
She is deeply taking advantage of this film. It's like everybody dumps their crap on her, and she has to pick it up.
Yeah, and we've seen this stuff in movies before, And the one thing I have to say about this film, because it just does not feel authentic to me. And David O. Russell,
it almost feels like a messed up like a play, like a Broadway play. Like it's very
1 minute
in shambles.
1 minute it tries to be like a play, like you were saying. Then it tries to be something else, and it wants to be like a comedy.
It teeters from like something cinematic and something
called Bush.
Yeah, off Broadway or some shit.
And it just, to me, it didn't work. It worked wonders in Silver Linings Playbook. It worked wonders in American Hustle, but over here it did not work. And while I did like the cast, like I liked most of the actors, and Jennifer Lawrence gives a great performance.
She does.
Robert De Niro's, I found him very funny with his father, or Bradley Cooper, who he's more like a cameo appearance in this.
Yeah, when he gets like 2 or 3 scenes.
You can feel like it was just a favor.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I'm in a meeting with our lawyers. What do you think you're doing?
Go home, Joy, and watch the numbers roll in on television. Make 50,000 mops, borrowing and owing every dollar, including your home.
It could have been handled better. I'll let Todd have another shot.
I don't want Todd or anyone else to try it. It should be me.
We don't have regular people. We have celebrities whose spokesmodels do the selling. I told you this.
Who showed you the mop? Who sold it to you? Who taught you how to use it? And who convinced you that it was great after you thought it was worthless?
Excuse me, can you give us a second? Come on, baby.
But the one actor that I really walked away with
I know what you're gonna say.
Edgar Ramirez.
Yeah.
He's Bodhi.
I think. Have you seen Point Break yet?
No, I have not. Okay. I have not.
They don't sing his praises, all right?
There's bigger fish to fry. There's bigger fish to fry.
You know what? To be honest, out of all of those actors, it's just because we get the regular David O. Russell cast.
And you think
that I think Edgar Ramirez really took it upon himself to be like, hey, you know what? These guys they take acting serious. Why don't I do that?
Yeah. I mean, he's a good actor. He's a good actor. He had a miniseries called Carlos, that was very good. He was Bodhi.
Mm-hmm. Is that all?
He was in. I think he was in Vantage Point. He was in one of the Bourne movies.
Bourne Ultimatum, Che, Vantage Point.
Che. But yeah, he's really strong, and he's the only one that I actually felt like he had a human connection with Joy.
What about you?
I invented a dog collar that I want to get patented, but I don't think it ever will. I was valedictorian in high school. I got into a college in Boston, but I stayed here because my parents are getting divorced, and staying to help my mom, and I help my dad with business stuff. Accountant.
Maybe your dreams are on hold right now. No?
That's a nice way of putting it.
This song is gonna be in the town musical. We should sing it together. I know I'll stand in line until you think you have the time to spend an evening with me.
That's really nice.
Because it would go from being a play to a family comedy to something a la Godfather wannabe.
Yeah, like it turned like to a gangster
Isabella
film.
Rossellini, and then it goes from, okay, she starts becoming, you think that it's about her becoming the
entrepreneur
with the Miracle Mop, but it doesn't even start to get traction or into that story until like an hour into the film. More. And when she starts finally like becoming successful, the movie's almost over, and they give you like this little bit of conflict, and then it's over, but then it flashes forward that she's like the fucking
you don't get her being a mogul until
the last 30 seconds.
I
this movie is as slow as a fucking turtle. It's just like all the situations.
It's very I Heart Huckabees. He's David Russell, just like you said, just going back to his bad habits.
And he got a little too comfortable, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with the cast. It's the fact that he directs this cast is very artificial. 1 minute it wants to be a really messy family drama a la Silver Linings Playbook, and I go, okay, I'll go with this, sure.
And those scenes work though.
Yeah, and then it turns into like a comedy. Then it turns into a serious drama. Then it turns into something like The Godfather. Then it turns into a play, with play imagery, things like that. And it's almost like he has an identity crisis. The camera has an identity crisis. Doesn't know what it wants to be.
Very I Heart Huckabees. I'm saying. Yeah. Did someone like piss him off during the set and was just like,
God?
I know.
I know.
Do we have one of those moments?
Lawrence. Could you imagine him yelling at Jennifer Lawrence? Like, his career would be over.
Who was that older lady that
Lily Tomlin.
Lily Tomlin. He was like kicking shit. He was kicking shit at her and calling her a bitch and whatnot.
And Dustin Hoffman right next to her, like.
And Jason Schwartzman was just like, they were like looking down and really feeling awkward. Like,
oh my gosh, don't look at him in the eyes. Don't look at him.
Cut, please. Say cut, David.
You don't fucking move, Dustin. You don't fucking move. He's like, yes, sir. Like, I was in The Graduate. I don't give a fuck. Okay. Like,
yeah.
But this is back to those kind of movies that you saw potential, but it didn't strike anything greatness.
I think off the strength of Jennifer Lawrence and Robert De Niro, you get like a semi.
Did you enjoy this film? Because I found it a chore to watch.
I found Jennifer Lawrence. She hits out.
I understand it's Jennifer Lawrence.
I'm saying, hold on, bro.
Okay.
I think with every David O. Russell film, she really gets passionate about her craft.
What? You undid the whole thing.
This is me.
This is you? You've got the exact same outfit you had when you came in here.
I wear a blouse and I wear pants. That's who I am. I want to go on as me.
I want to go on as you. I hope you make it back. Joan, Cindy, say good luck to Joy.
Wow. You look great. Good luck today.
Oh,
good luck.
That's her. That's how she is.
Blouse and she should be in a skirt. She's got nice long legs. Show her legs. Good luck.
Joan Rivers wants me in a skirt, but I'm going to do pants.
And I just think that this is no different from Silver Linings Playbook and American Hustle. I mean, she still goes for the gusto, and I'm telling you, bro, she's at the top of her game right now. And then off the strength of Jennifer Lawrence's performance, I think I may have liked it more than you have. But I agree with you. This is very messy. It doesn't know what it wants to be.
It is bullshit.
It is just a mess.
Like
this is I Heart Huckabees too.
And I was really excited for this movie. And I go, when people were like, "It's just about the woman with the miracle mop," I'm like, "Yeah, but this motherfucker's got something.
There's more to it.
This motherfucker's got something in store for me. I know he ain't gonna fuck with me." And then I'm watching.
You know who's directing this shit? It's David O. Russell. You pay attention to this shit.
Yeah, for real. It's coming out in December.
Yeah.
Hello,
Oscars.
And I come home and I was like, man, I don't even want a miracle mop.
Yeah.
I'll fucking stick with the Swiffer. Mm-hmm. Make a story about the Swiffer.
Did you like that scene though when it finally goes on the QVC or?
Yeah, it's fine. It just like those are one of the few scenes that like I said, it tries to be real. Mm-hmm. Then it becomes artificial. It's just all over the place. And honestly, the story wasn't interesting. It was boring. Dull. Why would I want to see a boring rags to riches story? I see rags to riches stories all the time. Fucking Straight Outta Compton was a rags to riches story. You know what I mean? Like this was.
So this is definitely better than. Oh, Straight Outta Compton is definitely better than.
Oh yes. Definitely.
I love to hear you say these
even
things.
with all the hokey stuff that happens in Straight Outta Compton that are predictable, you know, like in the second half. This movie is like the whole second half of Straight Outta Compton throughout the whole fucking film.
Oh, okay.
It's like the first half of Straight Outta Compton was the 10 minutes of joy and quality.
Yeah.
Then like everything, the second half of Straight Outta Compton is like all this fucking.
It's all joy.
You know, and like I said, I like Jennifer Lawrence in this film. She, in my book, at the moment, she can do no wrong.
Yeah.
You know, Bradley Cooper was fine as a glorified cameo.
Yeah.
Robert De Niro does his best. I did not like Virginia Madsen as the mom.
As the mother.
I thought that was just cliche. The glasses and everything. Oh, just everything
Her
about her.
loving the soap operas.
Everything about her
she
looked
had
like
to stay
a fucking
home.
cartoon.
Yeah.
Like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Isabella Rossellini, like for some reason she felt like she was in The Godfather.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the people that I really walked away with were Jennifer Lawrence and Edgar Ramirez, and I really liked it. But overall, this movie was a mess. It's
You know
what's
what's okay, I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
And it's gonna be irrelevant to you.
Yes.
And you're probably gonna be like, whatever the fuck ever.
No surprise there, but come on.
You know the Joan Rivers character is actually played by
The
her
daughter of Joan Rivers.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I just
And
wanna say
no, and it looked
just like Joan Rivers.
I was just like, holy shit.
I was like, oh shit.
That is fucking Joan
That's
Rivers.
Joan Rivers.
And she looks fucking fine as well.
Yeah, well, yeah. In her prime,
Yeah.
she was looking very nice.
You know, and it's just the daughter. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Very
Cool
fun
that-
fact. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. It
Proceed.
it made me look twice. Like, what? And then I
Yeah.
had to look it up. But I was so disappointed with this film, man. I was so disappointed, and I wouldn't, you know, like, it's not a movie that I would recommend people to double watch. You know, like, people are just gonna walk away like, well,
Watch
whatever.
it once and see how you feel about it.
You know, like, and you're just gonna be like, meh.
Yeah.
You know, like, I definitely, like, I can't even say it's mediocre because of all the potential it could have been between the stars and everything. You know, like, I know Will Smith had to carry concussion on its back, but this movie had no fucking excuse, man. Like, this movie gets a fucking 1.5 star from me.
Oh shit.
1.5 star. This is bullshit. Like,
wow.
This is fucking bullshit. Like, oh, and then that ending, I was like, what the fuck?
What
Like,
the fuck is this?
this is like the conflict that should have been in the first half of the movie, like right in the halfway point.
Yeah.
It's in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then like the solution is so freaking far fetched. In at least I know it might have happened in the real life, but the way the movie plays it out with you know in the length that it has, so far fetched that I just like, really, like that simple, okay, like, and then that epilogue of a fucking, you know, like, she's just like in a building, like she literally thought she was fucking Michael Corleone. Like, what the fuck is going on, man? Like, 1.5. Fuck this shit. Like,
I'm gonna give it 2.5.
oh,
And it's solely based on Jennifer Lawrence's performance here. I really did think that if anything that you take away from this film, she's great.
yeah, but that's like saying Meryl Streep in Mamma Mia is great. Like, that's like saying Meryl Streep in any fucking movie is great. Because, yeah.
I told you I liked it a tad bit more than you did. I'm just saying.
Like, Meryl Streep was good in The Iron Lady, I guess, but The Iron Lady was a piece of shit of a movie. You know, like, it's just like Jennifer Lawrence is good in this film. Like, I'm not saying anything bad about Jennifer Lawrence because she is good. I haven't seen a performance from her that I go like, well, that's kind of like, I don't know, Jennifer, you're kind of slacking off. This is kind of gay. You know, like, this is kind of a meh.
Hunger Games, the first one?
No, not even. Like, not even. Because she gives it, you can
Her
tell
all,
that,
right?
Yeah. She's one of those, you know, and this movie was just, it's all David O. Russell's fault. Like, I'm gonna just put it that way. Like, fucking A, man. You better fucking go back to the drawing board. Like, and the next movie better be something fucking amazing.
He sets the bar too high now.
Yeah, and you know, you try to seduce me with the story of the woman with the miracle mop, like.
Disappointing, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm mad now, but let's move on to the next movie. And you're gonna see how mad I really am. Like, this other fucking movie, man. This other fucking movie made me so angry. You know, and it had me angry from the fucking trailers. Let's go to the title. Tom Hooper's it's Tom Hooper, right?
Yeah.
Tom Hooper. I always confuse him with Toby Hooper, but that's the director of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Massacre.
Toby Hooper's the Danish Girl.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, right.
It's basically Leatherface, right?
His last victim was a Danish Girl. You know? So the Danish Girl by Tom Hooper, and it's got this out of nowhere, out of the drop of a dime, Eddie Redmayne became like
genius,
like the best actor. He's the new Daniel Day-Lewis. He did the theory. He did the Stephen Hawking thing. Yeah. Like, oh wow, like, and you know
which
what?
I still haven't seen, and you've seen, and obviously you were not a fan.
Oh, I've seen. No, I you know
everybody that I've spoken to can just tell me how rave reviews.
Yeah, you know,
they loved amazing. It was enthralling.
Really I could tell from the trailers that he was gonna give an amazing performance. You see, and that's the thing. These kind of movies, sometimes I bet you, when you talk to these people that they go like, "Oh yeah, the theory of everything was so good." They didn't even see the fucking movie. They just saw the trailer, and they know. Well, I know Stephen Hawking's still alive, so like, and he looked like Stephen Hawking, so he must have been good. Like this. Let's just retract a little bit here. The Danish Girl. It's about Eddie Redmayne, and he plays this painter, right? What's the painter's name? Let me see. The painter is Einar Wegener, you know? And he's married to Gerda Wegener, and she's also a different painter, you know? And he paints locations, right? What kind of... I forgot.
Like landscapes.
Landscapes, thank you. And she paints bitches.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, you know, naked. She likes naked bitches.
Uh-huh.
You know, who would have thought?
Mm-hmm.
And out of nowhere, she had this idea, like, light bulb, like, let me dress my husband like a bitch. Like, and he was like, I don't know.
I don't want to do it.
I don't know.
Let me feel the lace. Oh.
Yeah, and she dresses him up like, nah, honey, come on, this is going to be fun.
This feels good.
And he's like,
You see the eyes closed, and once you see the eyes closed, you know.
Lingerie, you say? Like,
Lily.
And then she's like, I'm gonna call you Lily. What the fuck are you doing, Danish Girl?
Yeah,
like,
you fucked up your husband.
You, like, I don't know. And this is about the story of the first transsexual. Is it transgender?
Transgender, yeah.
The first transgender that goes through the operation. You know, and... I don't know about the first transgender, but it is the first transgender that goes through the operation. And this movie, I feel like it's a little bit offensive. I don't know any transgender people, okay? Like, at least not yet. You know, like, but I can definitely say that this movie felt offensive. It felt like...
Now, don't go and offend the LGBT community,
No,
right?
what I'm saying is that this woman, like, forced... this man and gave him an identity, like dressed him up and whatnot, and thought it was cool. And then you're surprised that this, like, you gave him
attends parties.
You know, like, who said, like, okay, hey, it's my idea. Let's dress you up like a bitch to a party, and nobody will ever be the wiser. Yeah. Like,
my darling. Hola. Let me introduce. Lily. That's right. Einar's cousin from Violet. My dear. Oh, exquisite. In. Let's go in. Come on.
Don't leave me.
No, never.
what the fuck are you doing to this man? Yeah. Like, and this man looks like a fucking like a fucking claymation, like Play-Doh. Like, he could be turned into anything at the drop of a dime. Like,
yeah.
If somebody said,
I think it's those cheekbones, man.
And like, if somebody were to walk up to this guy and go like, well, you know what? We're gonna put a collar on your neck and you're gonna be woof woof and we'll call you Spike. He's literally gonna believe like the next thing.
The next movie, Eddie Redmayne plays a dog.
I was always Spike. Like, you know? And that's one of the problems that I feel like in this movie. It's almost like they're putting it on her, that she created this thing.
God, you're saved. Where did it go well? Tell me, how was it?
You'd know if you'd been there.
I made us a supper.
You should have come.
It's a little sort of celebration.
This is not how it goes. We do these things together.
It was you and I now.
Stop playing that stupid game.
Please, Gerda. Don't you think this is a game?
You should have been there.
How could I? Look at me.
Not everything is about you. I need to see Einar.
Let me help, please.
I need my husband. Can you get him?
I can't.
I need to talk to my husband. I need to hold my husband. I need him. Can't you just get him? Can you at least try?
I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that, the Danish Girl, you know, that's one of my problems that at first I even had when watching the trailer.
Yeah.
You know, that I was
But
like,
I think
so what are you guys trying to explain? That a woman forced her husband to dress up like a woman and yes, in the movie they give you a little backstory that once upon a time I kissed a boy. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know, like
He was my best friend.
He was my best friend. Like the other boy, he still gets bitches though.
Yeah, he does.
You know, like
Hans.
And I just
Matthias. I forget what's his
Matthias
last name.
Schoenaerts. Matthias, man, that dude. That's another dude that I love. He's a phenomenal actor. But this movie,
What's he in?
He's in Bullhead. He was in that movie with the movie with Marion, the Russ and Bone. He was in the movie we like so much with Tom Hardy, James Gandolfini.
Oh, The Drop.
The Drop, yes, he was excellent in The Drop.
Okay.
But yeah, this movie, and it's all about. It's not really about him.
Mm-hmm.
It's about him turning into a woman, deciding I'm gonna be a woman now. You know, and how the Danish Girl, played by Alicia Vikander,
is dealing with it.
Is dealing with it, and it may remind you. And let's go back again. It may remind you of a different movie that got Eddie Redmayne an Oscar nomination
and the win,
and the win, called The Theory of Everything, where it's not really about Stephen Hawking. It's about the woman, the wife that has to deal with the fact that Stephen Hawking's going through this, and Stephen Hawking still wants what he wants, and she gives it to him, but she still has to deal. Just like in this movie, you know, she wants to be with her husband, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll do it, but I gotta dress like a bitch." Okay, you know, like, and she has to deal, and she has to give and give and give and deal and deal and deal until at the end she goes like, "You need to let go. You need to let go," just like in fucking Stephen Hawking. Like,
explain that scenario.
Because in the Theory of Everything, Stephen Hawking leaves his wife for the woman that was taking care of him. You know, same situation.
Yeah.
You know, like, so I felt like I was watching the same fucking movie, except that we have Amber Heard now, like on the side acting with a British accent. I was like, I didn't even know she could do that. That's cool.
Those two over there. Both of them. At the same time. Oh, married people are so delightfully easy to shock.
We just pretend to be shocked because it encourages you.
I know. That is why you're the only married couple in my party for the artist ball.
No, out of the question. She can go without me.
Gerda without an escort?
Why?
Scandal.
Gerda loves a scandal. Look at the way she dresses. Flaunting her ankles.
I don't think anyone is likely to be corrupted by seeing my ankles.
I was. The first time we met, I was leaving the academy, and she was sitting on the steps, flaunting said ankles. And she propositioned me.
Is that true? When I said hello to him, he actually blushed. He was so shy, so I asked him out. And you said yes.
Well, she made me. She seemed so sure.
I was sure. I still am.
Please, enough.
No. What was it about him? I don't know. But we went for coffee, and after, I kissed him. And it was the strangest thing. It was like kissing myself. These two won't be staying much longer.
Unmarried people are so delightfully easy to show.
And it's just, I did not like this film. This is what you call another fake Oscar bait, where it's like a situation
it's like a forced
transgender,
Oscar
like
bait.
oh, she is overcoming these obstacles. But it's not really about this person. It's about the wife on the side that has to deal. You know, like, and then the wife finds freedom. Oh my gosh, bruh, with the fucking scarf. Oh my, hell no, man! Like, what the fuck are you, like the red balloon now? Like, what the?
Oh,
fuck?
this with the scarf going into the air.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Like, no, what the fuck is
That's
this?
Lily.
You know, those are these movies that they think they're art that I call artsy fartsy because they're fucking baloney. Like, you know, and Eddie Redmayne overacts in this film just like he overacts in The Theory of Everything. I don't dislike Eddie Redmayne. You know, like, I remember him from My Week with Marilyn. I remember him. He was apparently like in one of Matt Damon's children in The Good Shepherd. He was in Les Mis. You know, now out of nowhere, people just decided that he's, you know, the new super actor.
He was in Jupiter Ascending.
I did, and you know what? You know what? I was just like, okay, people talking about Eddie Redmayne, like getting mad at Eddie Redmayne for playing this type of character in Jupiter Ascending. It's the same type of performance as Stephen Hawking, but that's neither here or there, man. I will say the highlight of this movie for me was Alicia Vikander. She is one of these.
She's great.
Yeah, she's great, and just like Felicity Jones, she gives a lot of power to her character. I feel bad. It's almost like we're gonna have to start a group of women that get mistreated by Eddie Redmayne. Like, you know, it's gonna be a club soon. You know, and these are
who was opposite of him in Theory of Everything? Felicity
Jones.
Oh, okay.
And this one is Alicia Vikander, and she's gorgeous, man. She's gorgeous. You know, there's a problem with this dude when she's trying to take her clothes off, and he's like, "No, leave it. I want to feel the fabric instead." Like, what?
Oh, you're right. She in that one scene, she was like, DTF.
I'm like, dang, look at that tush. Yeah. And then he's like, "No, I don't want to see that. I want to feel the fabric."
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
I think that maybe you're just being, I don't know, not like insensitive, but you're just not paying attention that the fact that Eddie Redmayne goes for, and again, I'm not an actor.
It felt phony.
I've never been. I mean, you have background experience in the arts.
Yeah.
But to me, as far as being an actor, I think maybe one time in a speech class, I did a pretty good job at playing a black activist.
I think I did a pretty good job.
I think I did a pretty good job. I still get ask Andy. Bubblegum Machine Man. If you say Bubblegum Machine Man, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. Andy, what's up?
He's gonna be like, Peter's like, I feel like I could have been a character in Selma.
Andy would back me up on that one.
I would have been Bubblegum Machine Man.
Yeah. Yes. Anyways, I just think for Eddie Redmayne to step in a role like this, I think a lot of actors would have this kind of pretense about them where they're like, I don't want to play a bitch. Like, am I really gonna have to have that sex change? I mean, well, maybe not nowadays, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think, I think he went about it in a way where he was really trying to practice of becoming a woman, and then looking, and he does look like a woman when he makes it.
You know, thanks to the makeup artist and the costume designer.
Right.
Kudos for you guys.
Yeah.
You know, like, look, Heath Ledger did Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much the same character.
Okay.
You know, they discover that they are not what they think they are.
Right.
You know, and they're fighting it at first. And they're struggling to cope. The difference is that Eddie Redmayne comes off he overacts. Even the way he blinks his eyes over, like he's overacting and I don't feel any humanity. I feel a person that's trying to be something that isn't.
Right.
It's I feel a fabrication as I'm watching. Heath Ledger in Brokeback Mountain felt genuine.
Yeah.
Felt human.
Right.
You feel his struggle and you feel the inner conflict and the inner pain.
Yeah.
You know, and in this film you don't.
Right.
You feel Alicia Vikander's The Danish Girls.
Again, a very good performance.
Yes, I have no problems with, and she's going to get nominated. You know, like I know he's gonna get nominated.
Yeah.
You know, like because all these people like.
And to think, what if? I mean, again, I'm really hoping it's Leo.
If he wins, I'm gonna get so mad. And I swear.
I will too, because I really think that's Leo's year,
like,
man.
I swear, if like Leonardo DiCaprio does not get a fucking Oscar this year, then there's no fucking point. You know what I mean?
Where's the humanity?
You know, I know. Let's start a petition.
Yeah.
You know, like one of those like you see in the commercial, like in the arms of the angel.
Yeah.
And you see pictures
but you can already
of
see
DiCaprio.
This is like really, it is Oscar bait. I just think that Eddie Redmayne just like really went for it, and I
I feel like he went for it physically. I guess with the dressing up, and yes, you know what I mean. He has that one scene where he hides his dick. Ooh, kudos for you, sir. Like, you know, but it didn't feel genuine.
Okay,
it felt like. Everything felt like it was just trying to be Oscar bait. The look of the film, the motivations, everything was just so Oscar baity.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was watching The Theory of Everything. It's like a different version of The Theory of Everything. And it just so happens to be with damn Eddie Redmayne. Thanks, Eddie Redmayne. Like, now I hate 2 movies that are like
I think
Oscar
you know
bait.
what this movie reminds me of, very similar, and I think it's the same reaction that you're getting from this film that you got from the prior film, is The Skin I Live In. Was the El Almodovar movie?
Yeah.
And I just thought it was.
You loved it.
Yeah, you know, like I did. I think that was one of my favorite films of that year, and I remember you just being the complete polar opposite about it.
It's also something I like to call it like a difference in culture.
Okay.
Because like I just not only did I find the storytelling in that film bland, but like the dialogue was bland because like I could understand like
right.
Like I wasn't reading the subtitles. I was listening to these people say these lines and I'm just like no.
Yeah.
But I guess, you know, it's a shame because I really like this director, and I have nothing against Eddie Redmayne.
Right.
You know, like, and I like Alicia Vikander a lot, but in the end, this movie it did not work for me in the slightest. It's not a mess. It's just phony. Phony, trying to be artsy, it's a fake being brave. It's like that guy that, you know, like, thinks he's doing you a favor and he shoves it in your face all the time, like rubs it in your face like, hey, I'm helping you out because I'm doing this for you. Right. And he thinks he's such a fucking good person, but he's really a douchebag. This movie's that douchebag. You know, and it's not doing any favors for transgender, at least in my opinion.
Right.
You know, I think that there's a better transgender movie out there. You know, like, and I think that we're gonna get it, you know, and I really want to see it because that's a topic that I'm really interested in.
Right.
You know, and I really want to see it in a real perspective and not this artsy fartsy stuff with the scarf flying around and like this dude that, you know, he has to blink super hard and he has to like say these lines like, oh well, I don't know, you know, like I'm all really. Plus, it's not true to the facts because it said 3 operations. He died in 5. You know, like,
okay.
And they weren't in speaking terms at that point. And she was a lesbian.
Oh, the wife?
Yeah. You see, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, even if, like, people, well, that's not, you know, that's what really happened. No, douchebags.
Wow, I didn't know that.
None of this shit happened the way it was supposed to. Wow. Like, I think the only honest thing in this film was Ben Whishaw being gay. Like, you know, like I think that was the only fucking that I was just like, yeah, he's gay.
He knows that's the dude.
I was just like, Ben, I know you know that's a dude. Like,
I know you know who that is.
He's all like, can I kiss you, Lily? He's like, I'm gonna call you Eddie. And I'm all, that's the only thing. And he was fine, you know. Like, but it's just like, come on.
What would you give it? I'm interested.
I would give it 1 star.
Wow.
I would give it 1 star. These films, and I was really interested in seeing these films.
Yeah.
And I walk in and I sit down and I watch them and I'm like, yes, you know, like I can't wait.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it. I'm watching them midway through the movie, or not even midway through, like the first 10 minutes. I'm like, wait a minute. Is Amir? These fucking movies suck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how do you feel? You were like, I was baffled when you text me like, oh my gosh, Eddie Redmayne might take it from Leo.
Okay, to be honest, like, I want to let you know that I was saying that because Eddie Redmayne won it last year, and I felt that Michael Keaton should have won it.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
This year you can totally foreshadow that he could win it, and it really should be Leo's. I'm just paralleling what you're saying, how this could be Oscar bait. Where I looked at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, people are gonna watch this movie and be like, genius, 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 and I'm like, oh, we're fucked. Leo's
this movie
fucked.
Fucking wins anything other than makeup and costume design. And, you know, like I'm gonna get so angry.
I think off the performance of Alicia Vikander, she was just really great in it, and
yeah, she was good.
And
this movie has a good perspective, or at least you
in the woman's perspective, in the wife's perspective.
I guess so. Of being a super loyal wife, I don't believe it went out the way any of the story went.
Right.
You know, like I just think this movie was trash. Like,
okay, well, you know what? You're making me think about this, and initially I think I was gonna give it 2.5, but I think I'll give it 2 stars. You really you made me like feel like, man, this movie has something to it, and then I'm like, man, the more and more I'm hearing you, I'm like, maybe not.
It had Amber Heard.
She was fine.
British.
She was fine.
You know, I'd rather just watch her in other stuff. Like,
yeah,
you know, I'd rather watch her in Machete Kills than in this. You know, it's just.
I think based on this is another film. This is a prime example of based off performances. You get great performances. Mm-hmm. You don't necessarily get a great film.
You get one great performance. Eddie Redmayne was terrible. I'm serious, man. Eddie Redmayne was terrible in this film.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god! Look, like The Blind Side won an Oscar. That doesn't mean the movie's good.
I forgot to tell you, I got The Blind Side for Christmas.
Did you watch
it? From Angel, and I was just like had to sell it to him. He's like, "It's a good movie." I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, it's good.
It was good.
It was an Oscar winner for Best Actress.
And then me and Cynthia traded gifts.
I was saying, man. But like, Eddie Redmayne is god awful in this film.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch him in Jupiter Ascending than in this film. He was a more believable alien.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a more believable alien than
transgender, huh?
Yeah. I did not feel like his struggle was honest, like accurate, any it. You know, like I got a headache from
so
these
many
movies.
problems.
Like these movies both of these movies gave me such a headache that I was just like, I can't believe Concussion is better than these movies. Like,
yeah.
And Concussion is not a great movie. It's not a good movie. It's just a movie.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's I've been really worried. Like, dang, man. And I thought I was going to give all these movies 5 stars, and it was going to be a real challenge for me. With
this one, too? You thought this was going to
I thought so. I was like, yeah, Eddie Redmayne is a bitch. I can see that. Like, sure. You know, like...
Yeah. He really does. To give him some credit, does look like...
I think the biggest twist in this movie is that he's not the Danish Girl. But, yeah, 1.5. You give it...
2.5.
Did I give it 1.5 or 1?
You gave it 1, actually.
1, yeah. Fucking A, man. This movie is like this movie, all it needed was fucking John Leguizamo.
Don't say that. Yeah. Don't say that.
As the Danish Girl.
Don't say that.
The sequel to Tu Wong Fu.
Oh, gosh.
The Danish Girl.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, man. I'm done, man. I'm done. You done?
LiveWire.
Exactly what happened last night?
There was a moment when I wasn't me. There was a moment when I was just Lily.
But Lily doesn't exist. We were playing a game.
Something changed.
He's lost his way. He needs a friend.
Let me help. I think Lily's thoughts I dream her dreams. She was always there.
I need my husband. I need to hold my husband. Are you all right?
The fact is, I believe that I'm a woman.
And I believe it too.
Surgery has never been attempted before.
You're my whole life. It could kill you.
It's my only hope. This is not my body. I have to let him go. I love you because you're the only person who made sense of me. Who made me possible.